Good afternoon and welcome to the weekly business meeting of the South Carolina Public Service Commission. It is January 9th, 2025 at approximately 2 p.m. Present in the hearing room are Commissioners Williams, Belser, Caston, and I'm Delton Powers, the chair. Joining us virtually is Commissioner Hedden Thomas and Vice Chair Justin Williams. Before we begin, please join me in a moment of silent reflection, particularly remembering President Jimmy Carter and his service to his country and to his fellow man. Thank you very much. Mr. Scarborough, if you would, please present today's docket.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, Chair Powers, Vice Chair Williams, and Commissioners. The first order of business is to set the next regularly scheduled business meeting. Staff recommends that the next Commission business meeting be set for Thursday, January 16th, 2025 at 1 o'clock p.m.
The next business meeting will be January 16th at 1 p.m.
Today we have 12 items on the utilities agenda and 15 items on the transportation agenda. Item number 1 on the utilities agenda is in docket number 2024-293C. This item involves final disposition of this docket.
Having heard item 1 is read by Mr. Scarborough, is there a motion?
Chair Powers.
Commissioner Carolyn Williams.
Thank you. I move that the Commission grant the petition of Assurance Wireless of South Carolina, LLC, to expand its eligible telecommunications carrier, ETC, service area to statewide, consistent with its current Lifeline-only ETC designation, to provide Lifeline services to eligible low-income households.
Thank you, Commissioner Williams. Having heard the motion as read, is there any discussion? If not, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Belser.
Aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
Vice Chair Williams.
Aye.
And I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 2 appears in 3 dockets, 2017-207E, 2017-305E, and 2017-370E. This is a request from Dominion Energy South Carolina Incorporated to update a natural gas operations service quality metric.
As to item number 2, it's my understanding that Commissioner Belser would be recused from this particular matter.
That's correct, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Is there a motion?
Chair Powell,
Commissioner Caston.
I move that the Commission approve the request of Dominion Energy South Carolina to update its natural gas service quality metric from new set orders worked within 1 business day of release received to customers moving into a new residence should have gas service activated within 3 business days of service requested. I so move.
Thank you, Commissioner Caston. Having heard the motion, is there any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
Vice Chair Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Williams.
Aye.
And I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 3 is in docket number 2021-93E. This item involves final disposition of this docket.
As to item number 3, do I hear a motion?
Chair Powers.
Commissioner Thomas.
Thank you. I move that the Commission find that the proposed construction of a 200 megawatt frame CT generating unit at the Urquhart Station site constitutes a light facility replacement for generating assets being contemporaneously retired. I move that the Commission approve the request for a light facility determination regarding the construction of a 200 megawatt frame CT at the Urquhart Station site. This determination does not serve as an indicator of the Commission's determination for cost recovery and rate-based treatment of the proposed unit, which will be evaluated for reasonableness and prudency in a later proceeding. Further, this determination is in the context of this specific set of factual circumstances. All like facility requests must stand on each request's own merit. This all source procurement was intended to provide valuable resources at least cost. Conducting the process twice with similar outcomes and concerns suggests that there are improvements that can be made for the public good. More importantly, conducting the process twice and resulting in a greater cost did not support the goal of least cost. The company is directed to work with ORS and other stakeholders regarding identifying lessons learned and best practices from this procurement to ensure that future procurements result in a fair and unbiased process and that the product selected reflects the least cost, appropriately sized, and technically capable resource. So moved.
Thank you, Commissioner Thomas. Having heard the motion by Commissioner Thomas on item number 3, is any further discussion?
Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Belser.
Mr. Chairman, I support the motion as far as the motion makes the finding and conclusion that this is a like facility. I do not necessarily agree with the portion of any criticism toward conducting the procurement twice. I think that there were some issues that necessitated reissuing the procurement. I'm not going to quibble over that, but I just would like to note that I do take exception to that part of the decision. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Belser. And of course, that's something we'll deal with as far as cost recovery at a later time. Any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
Vice Chair Williams.
He's recused. He's recused.
I vote to approve the like facility request.
I'm sorry, Vice Chair Williams, you are recused from that
Aye.
particular matter.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you.
I apologize, I didn't see it. All right, then we'll go to Commissioner Carol Lee Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Belser.
Aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
And I vote aye, the motion carries.
Item number 4 appears in docket number 2024-203E. This item involves final disposition of this docket.
As to item number 4, as read by Mr. Scarborough, do I hear a motion?
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Belser.
I move that the commission grant the application of Kings Tree East 230 LLC for a certificate of environmental compatibility and public convenience and necessity for the construction and operation of a 240 megawatt AC solar facility in Williamsburg County, South Carolina, pursuant to the Utilities, Facilities, Siting, and Environmental Protection Act and applicable commission rules and regulations. The approval granted herein is subject to King Street East obtaining all required federal, state, and local permits, consultations, and certifications. I move that the commission find that the record contains sufficient evidence that the application filed by King Street East contains the requisite information set forth in South Carolina Code Annotated Section 58-33-120, including, among other requirements, proof of service on the entities or persons named in the statute and proof of public notice in newspapers of general circulation in the area. Based on reliable evidence of record, I move that the commission find that King Street East has shown the need for this facility to meet the demand for solar energy identified in the long-term resource plans developed by Santee Cooper and Central Electric Power Cooperative Incorporated, and that the facility will serve the interests of system economy and reliability. Additionally, King Street East has shown that the environmental impacts of the facility have been appropriately evaluated, that the facility is not likely to have significant adverse impacts on the environment, and that the probable environmental impact from the construction, operation, and maintenance of the facility is justified considering the state of available technology and the nature of the economics of various alternatives. Further, there is reasonable assurance that King Street East, that the facility will conform to applicable state and local laws and restrictions. Moreover, the evidence of record supports a finding that the facility has been compared to other generation options in terms of cost and reliability. Finally, King Street East has shown the public convenience and necessity require the construction, operation, and maintenance of the facility. I further move that King Street East file a report updating the Commission and the Office of Regulatory Staff when all permits are issued for this facility. The report should identify all permits and licenses received, including the permit title or name, issuer of the permit, and the date of issuance. I move that the developers of King Street East provide a report identifying best management practices for site selection and operations within wetlands. This may include best management practices associated with or contemplating potential flood or extreme weather events. These best management practices shall be filed within this docket upon the completion of the facility. Finally, I move that King Street East be required to notify the Commission and ORS of the commercial operation of the facility within 10 days of such operation, and that King Street East also provide notification to the Commission and ORS regarding any changes or delays to the planned commercial and operation date. A full order will be drafted and issued further addressing these points and the decision of the Commission. I so move.
Thank you, Commissioner Belzer. Having heard the motion by Commissioner Belzer, is there any further discussion?
Chair Powers?
Commissioner Williams.
Thank you. I will be voting to support the application for all of the reasons that Commissioner Belzer identified, but I did want to note that in this docket we had a pro se litigant, Dr. Cheryl Lane. She was an intervener who represented her case. And Dr. Lane, I just want to kind of note and appreciate the work that you invested to represent your perspective and your community, and hope that others in local leadership have taken note of your position as well as those of the protestants who have also filed in this particular case. Not related to our decision, but just related to the community in general. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Lane.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Mr. Chairman, I'm not sure. I may have said 240 megawatt AC facility, and it should be 249. I do recognize that the application was for 249, and if I said 240, I apologize, but do ask that the motion be reflected to show that it's a facility of 249 megawatts. I think I'm getting the 230 and the 249 mixed up.
Thank you, Commissioner Belzer. Any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Belzer.
I vote aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
Vice Chair Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Carol Lee Williams.
Aye.
And I vote aye, the motion carries.
Item number 5 appears in docket number 2024-332E. This is a motion from Dominion Energy South Carolina Incorporated to dismiss and a motion to toll the deadlines for all parties.
Is there a motion?
Chair Powers, I'd like to make a motion.
Commissioner Caston, you have the floor.
A motion to dismiss and a motion to toll was filed in docket number 2024-332E by Dominion Energy of South Carolina Incorporated on December 16th, 2024. Mr. Weiskopf, the complainant in the docket, filed his response on December 27th, 2024. On January 2nd, 2025, Dominion filed its reply. Dominion asserts in its reply that Commission staff engaged in ex parte communication which provided legal advice to Mr. Weiskopf regarding his filing with the Commission. Mr. Weiskopf was first contacted the Commission on November 22nd, 2024, advising that he had communicated with the Office of Regulatory Staff and was advised that ORS was not able to grant the relief or the result sought, and that only the PSC could grant such relief or result. Mr. Weiskopf stated that ORS recommended that he use the letter of protest approach to contact the PSC. On November 26, 2024, Commission staff, recognizing that Mr. Weiskopf was looking to obtain a relief or a result, inquired if Mr. Weiskopf was looking to make a complaint for which the commission could take action, or if he was filing a protest for which the commission could not take any action. Mr. Waskoff then stated if a complaint form was necessary to initiate action, that the commission treat his letter of protest as a complaint form. On November 27th, 2024, Mr. Weiskopf was referred to the commission's website for a complaint form he could fill out to open a docket on the issue he raised. On December 2nd, 2024, the commission received a complaint form. As required by commission procedure, commission staff emailed ORS to confirm the status of the investigation into the complaint. Dominion's legal representative for receipt of such information was copied on this email to ORS, which included the chain of all emails dating back to November 22nd, 2024. Dominion's legal representative on the December 2nd, 2024 email from ORS advising that the investigation into Mr. Weiskopf's complaint was closed. South Carolina Code Annotated Section 583-260 governs ex parte communications, with subsection C setting forth exemptions, which includes exemptions for communications concerning compliance with procedural requirements, statements limited to providing publicly available information about pending proceedings, and communications for scheduling, administrative purposes, or emergencies that do not deal with substantive matters or issues or merits. Upon receipt of Mr. Weiskopf's complaint by the commission, all subsequent communication included Dominion's legal representative. The communications between commission staff and Mr. Weiskopf are the type of communications contemplated by the exemptions within the ex parte communication or statute. In its motion to dismiss and reply, Dominion asserts that there is no specific relief that can be granted to Mr. Weiskopf. Dominion asserts Mr. Weiskopf is not a solar choice customer and that he does not take service under Rate 5 and the rider to residential Rate 5 tariffs as he takes service under Rate 8, applicable to net energy metering 2.0 customers, which remains in effect until December 31st, 2025. Dominion also asserts that the complaint contains no allegation that Mr. Weiskopf's account was incorrectly billed for his energy usage. Dominion asserts Mr. Weiskopf has failed to state a cause of action or claim for which the Commission can grant relief. The Commission has carefully reviewed and considered the complaint, the motion to dismiss, Mr. Weiskopf's response, and Dominion's reply, and finds that Mr. Weiskopf has failed to state a cause of action or claim for which relief may be granted. I move that the Commission grant the motion to dismiss filed by Dominion Energy of South Carolina Incorporated. Commission shall issue a full order outlining its decision. So moved.
Thank you, Commissioner Caston. Having heard the motion by Commissioner Caston, is any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
Vice Chair Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Belser.
Aye.
And I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 6 is in docket number 2024-343E. This is a request for acceptance for filing of the power purchase agreement between Duke Energy Carolinas LLC and Northbrook Carolina Hydro LLC, and a request for confidential treatment of certain portions of the agreement.
As to item number 6, do I hear a motion?
Chair Powers.
Commissioner Thomas.
I move that the commission accept for filing the power purchase agreement filed on December the 17th, 2024 between Duke Energy Carolinas LLC and Northbrook Carolina Hydro LLC related to the Holidays Bridge Hydro Facility, which amends the power purchase agreement filed in docket number 2022-180E on May 16th, 2022. and accepted by the commission per order number 2022-398. I further move that the commission grant the request for confidential treatment of the designated portions of the agreement. So moved.
Thank you, Commissioner Thomas. Having heard the motion, do I hear any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
Vice Chair Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Belser.
Aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
And I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 7 is in docket number 2024-344E. This is a request for acceptance for filing of the power purchase agreement between Duke Energy Carolinas LLC and Northbrook Carolina Hydro LLC, and a request for confidential treatment of certain portions of the agreement.
As to item number 7, do I hear a motion?
Chair Powers,
Commissioner Williams.
thank you. I move that the commission accept for filing the power purchase agreement filed on December 17th, 2024 between Duke Energy Carolinas LLC and Northbrook Carolina Hydro LLC related to the Saluda hydroelectric facility, which amends the power purchase agreement filed in docket number 2022-181-E on May 16th, 2022, and accepted by the commission per order number 2022-399. I further move that the commission grant the request for confidential treatment of the designated portions of the agreement.
Thank you, Commissioner Williams. Having heard the motion by Commissioner Williams, do I hear any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Belser.
Aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
Vice Chair Williams.
Aye.
I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 8 is in docket number 2011-158E. This is a request from Duke Energy Carolinas LLC and Duke Energy Progress LLC for confidential treatment of the self-report of the inadvertent disclosure of customer information.
As to item number 8, do I hear a motion?
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Belser.
thank you. On December 18, 2024, Duke Energy Progress LLC and Duke Energy Carolinas LLC, who I will refer to as the companies herein, filed a self-report of inadvertent disclosure of customer information, which I will refer to as report. The companies assert the report contains proprietary and confidential information that, if disclosed, could negatively impact the company's ability to safely and reliably provide effective service to their customers. In accordance with Commission Order Number 2005-226, the companies filed a public, redacted version of the report and a confidential version of the report, which was filed under seal. With regard to the confidential report, the companies request the Commission to maintain the confidential report as confidential. Due to the sensitivity and proprietary nature of the contents of the confidential version of the report, I move the Commission accept the report for filing, find that the confidential version of the report should be maintained as confidential, and grant the request to the companies for confidential treatment. Accordingly, the confidential version of the report is protected from disclosure under the South Carolina Freedom of Information Act and other applicable provisions of law, and the confidential version of the report will be maintained as confidential and exempt from disclosure until further order of the Commission. Further, I move the Commission accept the filing of the report as complying with applicable sections of the company's Code of Conduct and regulatory conditions previously approved by the Commission. So move.
Thank you, Commissioner Belser. Having heard the motion by Commissioner Belser, is there any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Belser.
Aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
Vice Chair Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Williams.
I vote aye.
And I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 9 is in dockets numbered 2024-286E and 2024-287E. This is a request from the Office of Regulatory Staff that the Commission grant confidential treatment of certain portions of the testimony of Michael Seaman Wynn in this docket.
As to item number 9, do I hear a motion?
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Belser.
on December 20th, 2024, the Office of Regulatory Staff filed the pre-file direct testimony of its witness in dockets number 2024-286E and 2024-287-E. This included certain portions of the pre-filed direct testimony of Michael Seaman Wynn, which ORS advises was labeled as confidential during the discovery process. I move that the Commission find that the direct testimony of Michael Seaman Wynn contains information which is confidential and proprietary. I further move that the Commission grant the request of the Office of Regulatory Staff that certain portions of the pre-filed direct testimony of Michael Seaman Wynn contain information which is confidential and proprietary, and therefore grant the request for confidential treatment of those portions of Mr. Seaman Wynn's pre-filed direct testimony which are marked as confidential. Accordingly, the confidential portions of witness Seaman Wynn's pre-filed direct testimony are protected from disclosure under the South Carolina Freedom of Information Act and other applicable provisions of law, and the testimony will be maintained as confidential until further order of the Commission. So move.
Thank you, Commissioner Belser. Having heard Commissioner Belser's motion, is any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Belser.
I vote aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
Vice Chair Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Carolee Williams.
Aye.
And I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 10 is in docket number 2022-292G. This item involves a letter from Piedmont Natural Gas Company Incorporated for informational purposes only, notifying the Commission of its intent effective January the 1st, 2025, to remove from rate Schedule 242 the compressed natural gas tax credit that expired on December 31st, 2024, and advising the Commission that the company has used the Commission's e-tariff system to file the updated South Carolina rates and charges effective with the first billing cycle in January of 2025.
As to item number 10, do I hear a motion?
Chair Powers.
Commissioner Thomas.
I move that the commission, except for informational purposes only, the filing of Piedmont Natural Gas Company Incorporated, notifying the commission of its intent to remove from rate schedule 242 the compressed natural gas tax credit that expired December the 31st, 2024, and advising the commission that the updated South Carolina rates and charges has been filed with the commission and is effective as of the first billing cycle in January 2025. This filing was made pursuant to Directive Order Number 2022-653. So moved.
Thank you. Having heard Commissioner Thomas's motion, is any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
Vice Chair Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Carolee Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Belser.
I vote aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
And I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 11 is in docket number 2024-247W. This is a request from Upstate Water Resources Incorporated for confidential treatment of the supplements to the personal financial statement of James C. Burton.
As to item number 11, do I hear a motion?
Chair Powers.
Commissioner Caston.
I move that the Commission find that the supplements to the personal financial information of James C. Burton contain information of such a personal nature that public disclosure would constitute an unreasonable invasion of personal privacy and of personal identifying information, which should be protected pursuant to South Carolina Code Annotated Section 30-4-40 and prior orders of the Commission. I further move the Commission grant the request of Upstate Water Resources for confidential treatment of the supplements to the personal financial information of James C. Burton, and that Mr. Burton's personal financial statement is protected from disclosure under the South Carolina Freedom of Information Act and other applicable provisions of law, and the financial statement will be maintained as confidential until further order of the Commission. So moved.
Thank you, Commissioner Caston. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas. Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
Thank you. Vice Chair Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Williams.
I vote aye.
Commissioner Belser.
Aye.
And I vote aye. The motion carries.
Item number 12 is in docket number 2005-83A. This item concerns proposed guidelines for electronic filing on the Commission's docket management system.
As to item number 12, do I hear a motion?
Chair Powers.
Commissioner Williams.
Thank you. It is important and fair that parties or interested persons filing documents on the docketing management system follow the same guidelines and rules. It keeps the system searchable and usable by all. After reviewing the processes of the clerk's office, it is clear that guidelines for e-filing should be set forth by the commission in an order. Therefore, I move that the commission adopt the following guidelines for e-filing. Guidelines for e-filing. The Public Service Commission of South Carolina. You may access electronic filing at the commission by using the address https://dms.psc.sc.gov/mydms/login. In order to e-file, you must register and create your login and password. After you have e-filed a document, an email will be sent to you stating that the commission has received your filing. Number 2, all electronic filings must be in a searchable PDF document format only. Number 3, when a document is e-filed with the commission, the signature of the attorney filing the document must be shown as an \S/ followed by the attorney's name typed in the signature line of the document if not executed by hand. Number 4, once the e-filed document is reviewed, an email will be sent to the filer indicating whether the filing has been accepted or rejected for processing. Number 5, all confidential filings must be mailed or hand-delivered to the commission. No confidential filings will be accepted if sent electronically to the commission. Number 6, if e-filing is not used when submitting a document to the commission's statutes, rules, regulations, and orders governing practice and procedure govern the filing, e.g., the number of copies, etc. I so move, and I have a comment or two.
Commissioner Williams, proceed.
Before that, may I just clarify that the website address or the address to file, as well as the /s/ signature confirmation, those are forward slashes,
You're
not
right.
backslashes. I would
Thank
just
you very
like,
much.
for purposes of clarity, that the addresses contain forward slashes.
So
Thank
https
colon.
thank you, /dms.psc.sc.gov/mydms/login. And the same is true for the signature line, /s followed by /.
Thank you.
And as anyone was listening to this, you may not hear anything new. But what is important is that this be clear, that our clerk's office have guidelines that can be referred to, and in particular, the part that is not new in practice, but it is the essential nature that the PDFs be searchable. And so that's the real essence of why this is important and why we're doing this at this point. Thank you, Chair Powers.
Thank you, Commissioner Williams, and let me add that I'm very impressed that we have people who speak fluent computer. Having heard the motions, any further discussion? All right, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Carol Lee Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Belser. Commissioner Caston.
Sorry, my microphone wasn't on. I apologize, Commissioner. Aye.
Thank you. Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
Vice Chair Williams.
Aye.
And I vote aye. The motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, that completes the utilities agenda before the commission. Moving on to the motor carrier agenda, in Part A, we have 8 applications for new Class C and Class E certificates. We can address these items together. Item A1 is in docket number 2024-337T, which is the application of Southern Charm Limos LLC for a Class C charter bus certificate. Item A2 appears in docket number 2024-338T. This is the application of My Ride SC LLC for a Class C stretcher van certificate. Item A3 is in docket number 2024-339T. This is the application of M&N's Transportation LLC for a Class C non-emergency certificate. Item A4 is in docket number 2024-340T. This is the application of Noel's VIP Shuttle Service and Car Rentals LLC for a Class C charter certificate. Item A5 appears in docket number 2024-341T. This is the application of Classic Black Transportation LLC for a Class C charter certificate. Item A6 is in docket number 2024-342T, which is the application of True Transportation LLC, doing business as True Express Medical Transport for a Class C non-emergency certificate. Item A7 appears in docket number 2024-346T. This is the application of Companion Express Transportation LLC for a Class C non-emergency certificate. And item A8 is in docket number 2024-347T, which is the application of Premier Junk and Moving Services LLC, doing business as College Hunks Moving for a Class E household goods certificate.
Thank you, Mr. Scarborough. As to items A1 through A8, do I hear a motion?
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Belser.
I move that the commission approve the applications for Class C and Class E certificates and items numbers A1 through A8 as listed by Mr. Scarborough. A directive order will be issued for the application in each respective docket. So move.
Thank you, Commissioner Belser. Having heard the motion by Commissioner Belser, is there any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Belser.
I vote aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas. Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
Vice Chair Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Carolyn Williams.
I vote aye.
And I vote aye. The motion carries.
In Part B of the transportation agenda, we have two requests to amend certificates that the commission can address together. Item B1 is in docket number 2012-400T, which is a request from Coastal Connection Transportation LLC to amend Class C charter certificate number 8668 to reflect 15 passengers. Item B2 is in docket number 2019-84T. This is a request from Transportation on Demand Incorporated to amend Class C non-emergency certificate number 9461 to reflect 15 passengers.
As to items B1 and B2, do I hear a motion?
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Belser.
thank you. I move that the commission approve the request to amend the Class C certificates in item numbers B1 and B2 as listed by Mr. Scarborough. A directive order will be issued for the request to amend in each respective docket. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Belser. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Belser.
I vote aye.
Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
Vice Chair Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Carolyn Williams.
I vote aye.
And I vote aye. The motion carries.
In Part C of the transportation agenda, we have one request for an extension of time. Item C1 is in docket number 2024-250T, which is a request from Ryan McAvoy, doing business as Sunrise Sunset Taxi Service, for a 3-month extension of time to comply with commission rules and regulations.
As to item C1 is read by Mr. Scarborough, do I hear a motion?
Chair Powers.
Commissioner Thomas.
I move that the commission grant the request of Ryan McAvoy, doing business as Sunrise Sunset Taxi Service, for an extension of time until March the 18th, 2025, to comply with commission rules and regulations.
Thank you, Commissioner Thomas. Having heard the motion by Commissioner Thomas, is there any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Thomas.
Aye.
Vice Chair Williams. Commissioner Williams,
Aye.
Commissioner Belser,
Aye.
Commissioner Caston,
Aye.
and I vote aye. The motion carries.
In Part D of the transportation agenda, we have one request for reinstatement of a certificate. Item D1 is the application of HD Austin Moving Systems LLC, doing business as HD Austin and Son Moving and Storage, to reinstate Class E Household Goods Certificate number 205-E.
As to item D1, do I hear a motion?
Chair Powers.
Commissioner Caston,
I move that the commission deny the request of HD Austin Moving Systems LLC, doing business as HD Austin and Son Moving and Storage, for reinstatement of its Class E Household Goods Certificate number 205-E. The Class E Household Goods Certificate number 205-E of this motor carrier was canceled on April 7th, 2021. Due to the length of time that has elapsed between cancellation and the current request for reinstatement, the motor carrier should file a new application for Class E Household Goods Certificate with the Commission to reflect the applicant's current information. I so move.
thank you, Commissioner Caston. Having heard the motion by Commissioner Caston, is any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll go to a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Caston.
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas,
Aye.
Vice Chair Williams,
Aye.
Commissioner Williams,
Aye.
Commissioner Belser,
Aye.
and I vote aye. The motion carries.
In Part E of the transportation agenda, we have one request to suspend a certificate. Item E1 is in dockets numbered 2023-288T and 2023-179T. This is a request from Pride Express Transportation LLC to suspend Class C Taxi Certificate number 9868 and Class C Charter Certificate number 9825 for 4 months.
As to item E1, do I hear a motion?
Chair Powers.
Commissioner Carolyn Williams,
Thank you. I move that the commission grant the request of Pride Express Transportation LLC for suspension of its Class C Taxi Certificate number 9868 and its Class C Charter Certificate number 9825 for 4 months until April 19th, 2025.
thank you, Commissioner Williams. Having heard the motion, is there any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Carolyn Williams,
I vote aye.
Commissioner Belser,
Aye.
Commissioner Caston,
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas,
Aye.
Vice Chair Williams,
Aye.
and I vote aye. The motion carries.
In Part F of the transportation agenda, we have two requests to cancel certificates that the commission can address together. Item F1 is in dockets numbered 2010-176T and 2012-102T. This is a request from Southern Shuttles LLC to cancel Class C Charter Certificate number 8276-A and Class C Charter Bus Certificate number 0324-A. Item F2 appears in docket number 2011-312. This is a request from Unity Partners LLC, doing business as Carolina Moving Solutions, to cancel Class E Household Goods Certificate number 9790-B.
Thank you, Mr. Scarborough. Having heard items F1 and F2, do I hear a motion?
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Belser,
I move that the commission approve the request to cancel the certificates in items numbers F1 and F2 as listed by Mr. Scarborough. A directive order will be issued for the request in each respective docket.
thank you, Commissioner Belser. Having heard the motion, is any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote, beginning with Commissioner Belser,
Aye.
Commissioner Caston,
Aye.
Commissioner Thomas,
Aye.
Vice Chair Williams,
Aye.
Commissioner Williams,
Aye.
and I vote aye. The motion carries.
Mr. Chairman and Commissioners, this concludes all business noticed before the commission today.
Thank you, Mr. Scarborough. We apparently have some tough weather coming. I ask people, please be extra careful. Check on your neighbors and family and help those in need. There will be elderly people, you know, who will not be able to get out. Even if they don't need help, I'm sure they'd appreciate a phone call or a visit. Again, I wish you a happy new year. We are adjourned.